Okay. So in the previous class, we have learned the last topic was about power set. How to find power set. The next definition we are going to learn is about equivalent sets. Already we know what are equal sets. But what are equivalent sets? We will learn now. Suppose I will give you a set like A. It is having 1, 3, 5, 7. And I'll give you a set B having 10, 12, 14, 16. Here, the elements of set A are not present in set B. A is not subset of B. Similarly, elements of set B are not present in A. B is not subset of A. So clearly I can say A is not equal to B. But one thing you can observe, number of elements in set A is 4. The same way, number of elements in set B is also 4. So if number of elements are same in two sets, you can call A and B are equivalent sets. They are not equal, but they are equivalent. The next definition is about comparable sets and non-comparable sets. If I give you two sets A and B, you can tell or you can say that they are comparable sets if you are able to tell A is subset of B or B is subset of A. If you are able to say this, then you can tell that they are comparable sets. If A is not subset of B, B is not subset of A, then they are non-comparable sets. So remember, if either A is subset of B or B is subset of A, you can call them as comparable sets. If A is not subset of B, B is not subset of A, then they are non-comparable sets. Just now I gave you one example. Suppose if A is 1, 2, 3, B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here A is subset of B. That means this is an example for comparable sets. One more example. A is 1, 2, 3. B is having 3, 1, 2. Here A is subset of B and B is subset of A. So these two are also comparable sets. But I'll give you example of non-comparable sets. Suppose if A is 1, 3, 5 and B is 2, 4, 6. A is not subset of B. B is not subset of A. So this is example for non-comparable sets. So with this, we have learned enough about sets. Now we will go to relations. What is relation? Think that A is some non-empty set. B is also some non-empty set. And then we can find A cross B. What is A cross B? I'll tell you. Suppose in A, you will have A comma B. And in B, you have C comma D comma E. Then if I want to make A cross B, this is called Cartesian product of A and B. I will make ordered pairs. I will make ordered pairs. How will I make ordered pairs? One element I'll take from A, one from B. One from A, one from B. First from A, second from B. First from A, second from B. Like that. So I'll take A comma C, A comma D, A comma E. Not only that, I can take B comma C, B comma D, B comma E. So A is from set A, C is from set B. A is from set A, D is from set B. A is from set A, E is from set B. B is from set A, C is from set B. B is from set A, D is from set B. B is from set A, E is from set B. Like that. So this is how I made Cartesian product set. Now, from this Cartesian product, I can take many subsets. I'll list of the subsets. The first subset R1, I will take empty set. R2, R1 is the subset of A cross B. So R2, I will take only A comma C. So R2 is subset of A cross B. R3, I will take A comma D. So R3 is also subset of A cross B. R4, I will take A comma E. R4 is also subset of A cross B. I can take many subsets. I can take BC, B comma C. I can take only B comma D. I can take only B comma E. All these are subsets. R5 is subset of A cross B. R6 is subset of A cross B. R7 is subset of A cross B. Many more are there. If I want, I can take 2, 2. I can take A comma C. I can take A comma T. So this is also a subset. If I want, I can take 3, 3. R9. Like I'll take A comma C, A comma D, A comma E. So R9 is also a subset of A cross B. If I want, I will take 4, 4. I'll take A comma E, B comma C, B comma D, B comma E. 4, 4 elements I'm taking. So R10 is also subset of A cross B. If I want, I will take all. I'll take A comma C, I'll take A comma D, I'll take A comma E, I'll take B comma C, I'll take B comma D, I'll take B comma E. I'm taking all. So R11 is also subset of A cross B. Like this, I can make many subsets. Do you know how many subsets I can make? I'll tell you. In A cross B, how many elements are there? 1, 2, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements are there. So total subsets, if I list power set of A cross B, will be 2 power 6. And 2 power 6 is 64. Total 64 subsets. Total 64 subsets I can make. If I make the list of subsets, total 64 are there. So among these 64 subsets, Any subset you take, if you take R1, that is a relation. R2 is a relation. R3, relation. All these are called relations. All the subsets I made are relations. So now, what is a relation? We have a set. We have set A. This is set A. We have set B. Make A cross B, Cartesian product, and make subsets of A cross B. Any type of subset you make, all these subsets are called relations. Many more subsets you can make. Total 64 subsets you can make. There is no place on the board, so I can't write all 64 subsets. But total you can make 64 subsets. These all 64 subsets are called relations. Okay, so that is the definition of relation. Now, in every relation, we have domain and range. What is domain? What is range? I'll give you a small relation example. Suppose A is having 1, 2 and B is having 3, 4. I will make cross product, Cartesian set. That is 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4. From this, I will make relations. My first relation is empty set. Second relation is 1, 3. The third relation is whatever I want, I will take. I'll take 1, 4. Fourth relation, I will take 1, 4 and 2, 3. Fifth relation, I will take 1, 3, 2, 3, 2, 4. I'm not taking all, I'm taking whatever I want. The sixth relation I will take 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4. Now I made some relations. I did not make all because total, how many relations I can make? The number of elements in A cross B is 1, 2, 3, 4. So, if I make subsets and list them, the power set of A cross B will be 2 power 4. 16 subsets I can make. 16 relations I can make. But I made only 6. I did not take all 16. Okay. So, in these relations, if I want to write domain, what will be domain? Domain, I will take in all the relations the first element. See here, 1, which is taken from set A. 1 taken from set A. 1 taken from set A. 2 taken from set A. 1 and 2 are taken from set A. 1 and 2 are taken from set A. So, 1 and 2 are included in the domain. So what is domain? What is the rule for domain? You will take all the A's. From where will you take all the A's? In the ordered pair A, B, you will take all the A's. Remember, A's we have taken from the set A and B's we have taken from the set B. So this is the definition for domain. Domain for relation. Now, what is the range? Same way. Range means all the second numbers we have taken. What are the second numbers we have taken? 3 from set B, 4 from set B, 3 and 4 from set B, 3 and 4 from set B, 3 and 4 from set B. So, under range, you will have 3 and 4. That means what we have taken is we have taken all the B's. In the ordered pair which we made A comma B, we have taken all the B's. Remember, A is taken from the set A, B is taken from the set B. And then we have written range. So that is called range of relation. Next, we can go to inverse relation. So once again, I'll tell you what is relation. In the set A, you have elements A. In the set B, you have many elements B. Then you will take A cross B and you will make a set. You will make ordered pair X comma Y. How you will make X comma Y ordered pairs? X you will take from A, Y you will take from B. Okay? Or you can even say, how can I make A cross B? I'll make all ordered pairs A comma B. How will I make A comma B? A elements I will take from set A. B elements I will take from set B. And I'll make Cartesian product A cross B. So I will take relation R as a subset of A cross B. So in the relation also, I will have A comma B's such that A will be from set A, B will be from set B. But we are talking about inverse relation. Inverse of this relation. Inverse will have ordered pairs, but B comma A. They will not be A comma B. They will be B comma A. Such that B's are taken from the set B. A's are taken from the set A. That is called inverse relation. For example, I'll give you one example for inverse relation. Like suppose if in this relation, I will have 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 4. Then the inverse of the relation will have 2 comma 1, 3 comma 2 and 4 comma 3. 2 will come here, 1 will go here. 3 will come here, 2 will go here. 4 will come here, 3 will go here. That is the inverse relation. With example, I think it is clear. Now we have different types of relations. The first one is reflexive relation. What is reflexive relation? Suppose you have a set A. In the set A, you have elements A's. Many A's are there. If in a relation, you will take all these A's and make A comma A set, then such a relation is called reflexive relation. So if I say this, maybe it will be difficult. So I will tell in an easy manner, giving you one example. Suppose in set A, I have 1, 3, 7. If I want to make reflexive relation, how the relation should be? I will take each and every A. This is my A, this is my A, this is my A. And I will make A comma A, A comma A, A comma A. All the A's I have taken. Such a relation is called reflexive relation. There are many more types of relations that we can discuss in the next class. So with this, I'll end this session.